Today on DNVR Buffs Live, it's National Signing Day. Does anyone care? We'll talk about it. Also, Boo Carter, is he Coach Prime of Colorado's next NFL draft pick? Tons to get to today. Let's not waste any time. See you soon. It's just funny to me, Scotty. It really is funny.
My boy Jakey got folks heated on Twitter.
It's crazy the power that one word has over people. Just a question.
A simple one.
It's a very simple one.
Who?
And it was just a joke, too. It was just a joke.
Nah, man. You know you can't play around on social media, bro.
I know. Very serious,
right,
that Twitter sphere, right?
Exactly, bro.
Real talk, actually, hold on, real quick.
Go ahead.
This is my biggest problem with CSU fans. And, like, the rivalry, like, sparring and, like, back and forth is, like, should be, like, obviously it's, like, yeah, like, we don't like each other type of thing. But,
Right.
like, why you got to take everything so personal?
It's like... It feels like sometimes they're like surprised that you would take a CU fan or whatever would take a jab at a CSU fan.
Right.
Like, that's what the point of the rivalry is, y'all.
Exactly.
Like, it seems like they forget that. Like, whoa, where did that come from? It's like, no, you're the rival, bro. You're a little bro.
Exactly. You're admitting you're a little bro and like you're below us. Like you get mad that we're punching down, I guess. I don't know.
Dion, from a first-hand perspective, how real was that rivalry, G, when you was here playing for the Buffs?
There you go.
Just like that.
Anyways, what's up, chat? How's everyone feeling
chat?
today? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling decent, man. I'm
Good.
feeling decent. It's hump day.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I don't got too many more other thoughts than that. Like you said, it's signing day, which doesn't really feel like signing day.
Mm-hmm.
We did get some news today, but I'm excited for the show, bro. How are you feeling?
Feeling great, man.
How was your
great.
night?
Don't worry about it. What are you trying to do here?
I was talking about
Nope. Anyways, today on the show, we're gonna play everyone's favorite game, fill in the blank. Twitter's popping today. We're gonna talk about what's going on over there. We talked a lot about Chidero Uzodiribe. Shout out to him. He's gonna be working for the Cowboys now. We're talking about Pete Nakos. He had an On3 article on NIL in the 2026 class. I'm very interested to get into that. We'll get into Boo Carter here as well. But yeah, technically it's National Signing Day. The Buffs, I guess, did get some good and bad news. I mean, Jacob Swain officially signed, at least according to 247. Did the school tweet this stuff out? I haven't been.
No.
Okay. So we'll see. They'll obviously tweet out when it's officially official too. But yeah, I mean, obviously Xavier McDonald, he ends up flipping.
Yes.
And it makes sense now when you look at the Jacob Swain commitment earlier this week too.
Yeah.
So he is now going to be playing for the James Madison Dukes. But yeah, I mean, Brendan Marion's got you covered with Jacob Swain.
For sure. And that, like you said, that ad makes a lot more sense now, right? Seems like they kind of knew Xavier McDonald was maybe on his way to flipping, especially after his little brother Dolph, I believe last week, decommitted from Colorado, who is the only 2027 commit in the Buffs recruiting class for that year. So, yeah, it makes sense. We threw up my tweet earlier this week. I think that was Monday or maybe it was last week about all the receivers, or at least the scholarship receivers. Like, you have a really strong top 8 of guys who are experienced, and that doesn't even include the freshmen, right? Christian Ward now, obviously Jacob Swain, who we just talked to yesterday on the show. And, yeah, so, I mean, it makes sense, right, for Xavier, right? Like, why be buried potentially on a receiver depth chart as a freshman when you can go to a school like JMU, right, who's coming off a playoff berth?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To potentially find some playing time early there. So it makes sense for him. I don't think anybody is tripping about losing a incoming freshman receiver at that position in particular because, you know, let some people tell it, there's already too many receivers on the roster. Right. So this is not, I don't think, a big deal at all. There's an overflow of talent in that receiver room right now, no doubt. So I wish Xavier McDonald the best, no doubt.
For sure. I mean, look, he was originally committed to Sac State. Like, a lot changed on him in the last 2 months. You know what I mean? Right. So it only makes sense that, he's going to be looking elsewhere. But I don't know, is what it is. I mean, like you said, enough people have been saying, do we have too many receivers?
Yeah, exactly.
Which technically, yes, there is a limit. But maybe they did get a little bit close to that. But look, Brendan Marion's got you covered, man. And, you know, he goes way back with Jacob Swain, obviously, too, right?
Yep.
You know, he did have a really good relationship with Xavier McDonald. I mean, he flipped right away when Marion was hired and stuff. But obviously, you know, this recruiting thing is it's pretty fickle and pretty fluid as well. So things just change at a moment's notice. Someone mentioned Cam Newton. According to 247, he has not signed yet. We're still waiting on Joseph Peko, which we'll talk about here in a second as well. And Keneal Sweetwine, who I think technically needs to sign. I don't think he signed with his last school and then entered the portal, but I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I'm not sure either about that, to be completely honest with you.
Well, his profile just says commit. He did sign with the Wolfpack though, so, but he didn't sign as a transfer. So I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, we'll just have to see about that. Wait that out.
Yeah. But Joseph Peko is probably the next one to keep your eye on. Clearly, with Coach Peko moving on to the NFL. So, and obviously, it came down to CU in North Carolina, down to the wire when he committed on Christmas.
For sure. And like you said, still no news on that. I definitely been keeping tabs on it all day, seeing if anything pops up. But we will see, right? Because that is probably something that I would assume Joseph knew a little bit about, in terms of maybe his dad thinking about taking a job in the NFL. But that kind of came together quickly, right? With signing day today, the news, was that Monday of Peko joining? I think that was Monday night,
yes,
right?
Monday evening,
So that's a quick turnaround if you're trying to make a decision of if you're going to stay with your commitment. And I assume North Carolina, other schools who are maybe in on Peko, once they got wind of his dad leaving Colorado for the NFL, they probably tried to turn the heat up on him. And be like, are you sure you really want to go there?
I'm sure.
Giving him something to think about. So we'll see what ends up happening, and stay tuned on to us on Twitter, and we'll keep you updated when something comes up.
Facts. It's also important, I think, to say this is an early signing period. So this goes through Friday, too. So
cool. Good to know.
Yeah, if everything doesn't really go according to plan today, it's not the end of the world, too.
For sure.
So, but yeah, stay tuned, and we shall see. Boo Carter.
Boo.
Let's introduce it right, though, because he is once again going to be our Xfinity X Factor today. Shout out to the good people over at Xfinity. Imagine that, man. With their 5-year price guarantee. Shout out to them for rolling with us, naming the Xfinity studio after it, too. But Boo Carter, I mean, he's been the Xfinity X Factor twice, and it's for a reason. He's obviously going to be a massive part of this team, and he really could be, you know, the one to unlock a lot of potential with this football team. But also, what we're going to talk about today is, you know, next year in the NFL, and that's clearly when he had his little interview with Darius that he put out on YouTube. I think that was late last week, maybe early this week. Honestly, the first time I heard Boo talk since his commitment like 3 years ago.
No doubt.
So that was just cool. But he's very clearly motivated to make this season a very memorable one at CU.
No doubt about it. I think his actual quote to Darius, he goes, "My third year, I'm trying to be one and done. I need to go to the league," Boo Carter says. And like he just said it right there, he's played 2 seasons at Tennessee, and that he is now draft eligible after this 2026 season. And if all goes to plan, like, he has the talent. He has the potential to be an NFL guy who is drafted around, let's call it like 15 months or so from now. I think he has the size. I think he has kind of just the background and experience, right? Going in and playing a lot of snaps as a true freshman in the SEC at Tennessee for a good Tennessee team, mind you. Playing over 420 snaps as a true freshman, playing most of that at nickel corner, which, as we've talked about on this show a handful of times, is one of the hardest positions on the field to play, either side of the ball. And he was able to play really well and really show flashes of his potential. Last year, as a freshman, 317 snaps in the slot, 160 this past year. And I think Coach Prime has even mentioned it as well recently. I think he was maybe talking to Unk and Chico, where he was specifically talking about that nickel corner spot. He was like, we got to make sure we always have a guy there at that spot, because most of the time you're going against other teams' best route runners. They're most, elusive kind of guys in and out of space, particularly at the receiver spot and whatnot. So to have a guy like Boo, who already has experience playing that slot / nickel corner in the SEC, over 660 career snaps, still a young guy, still with a lot of untapped potential. And that's something that Bach said recently in an interview with Darius as well. Like, this is somebody still, we've seen what he can do. He still has untapped potential still. And I think with this extra motivation of him knowing that it's his third year and that if he does what he has to do this year, he could be drafted in about 15 months. Hopefully that extra motivation allows him to kind of put it all together for this full season and be one of the best players on this Colorado football team, because the talent is undeniable.
I mean, crushed it right there. Absolutely. When they hired Robert Livingston 2 years ago, I did a film room, and I talked about the importance of that slot corner position and how it really is one of the most demanding and most important positions in that Bengals Lou Anarumo scheme with Mike Hilton. I mean, they drafted Dax Hill really high. Justin Reed, or who was it?
Justin Reed.
Justin Reed. He obviously was more of a deep safety, but the secondary just makes that defense work, and it's what Lou Anarumo kind of passed down to Robert Livingston.
For sure.
And it's why, Preston Hodge was so important 2 seasons ago, and why when he got hurt, I think you really started to see the defense fall apart late in the season, particularly that Alamo Bowl game.
Agreed.
When tackling was just not great, especially in the secondary, right?
Swear.
So it's just a position that you got to be aggressive too, because you're going to be asked to blitz. Think of Cam and how impactful he was in that spot 2 years ago, but also kind of being that box safety too, man. Like, it's really playing defense is difficult because you got to present the illusion of space and that you're covering it all. But man, you got to be able to shoot downhill in the run game too, and be able to kind of cover everything. And so Boo, I think, can do that from a nickel standpoint. As you broke down with the stats and all that, very clearly talented, very clearly plays football at a high level. I mean, was in the SEC for God's sake. But I love the maturity, man. To realize I'm a really good player, but also there's another level I could get to. And
definitely
knowing that, at CU with Robert Livingston, that he's in a position he could really thrive in the slot. And obviously you saw Travis kind of make an impact in both ways. That'd just be icing on the cake. But if he's just a pure lockdown slot defender, this dude is definitely going to be, in the conversation to be drafted this time next year.
100%, bro. What goes along with playing that nickel or that slot corner, you're closer to the box, right? You are asked to be more involved in the run game than your typical perimeter corner. And, that's he's played 133 career snaps in the box as well. So, and he's more than capable physically of coming up, putting pads on folks.
Yes.
You've seen it on his highlight tapes. He is a physical downhill football player when that's what's asked of him. And also, too, in that interview with Darius, he mentions, or he was asked about from Darius, what a successful season looks like to him. And I loved his answer. He goes, creating more turnovers, takeaways.
And this team needs that so bad.
Needed so bad. There was a real drought last year. I think it was kind of broken by the interception that Tawfiq had against Iowa State that kind of won the game for them.
Yeah.
But I think before that, it was 4 or 5 weeks without a defensive takeaway, which is, it's just hard to win that way.
Yes.
It's hard to win that way, especially if you're not, as explosive offensively like Colorado wasn't last year. When you can create extra turnovers or create extra possessions for your offense, it eliminates or shortens kind of your room for margin for error, I should say. He also says be more vocal, which is what the hell you want to hear, man.
Yeah.
Especially, I think, too, Boo coming in as a freshman, he probably wasn't the most vocal for multiple reasons, right?
Sure.
You're a young guy coming into an SEC program that was probably established, a lot of established starters and contributors on the defensive side of the ball. But he's coming into a situation now where, dudes are probably looking at him as a leader.
Yeah, totally.
Just because of his name and, the pedigree that he's bringing in, and the fact that he is willing to take on that challenge of being more vocal I think is really a good sign for his development and kind of where his head at is ahead of this 2026 season. So I think Boo is sky's the limit for that young man.
Absolutely. We'll wrap it up on the wrap up this segment on the other side of this break. Shout out to our friends over at Toyota, the legends and our great friends, man. They've been rolling with us for a minute now. Of course, sponsoring the Toyota Lounge. You all in the Toyota chat, man. They've just been awesome. I mean, we got the DNVR branded Tacomas driving around and stuff. Love it, man. But really just some of the safest, most versatile, best vehicles to be out there on the roads with, especially out here in Colorado. You know, you come out to the box state, you're going to do a little bit of driving. You got to get around to the mountains and the city. You're just going to need your own vehicle, and a Toyota is the perfect one for that. You can check out the all-new 2025 Tacoma and the return of the iconic 2025 Land Cruiser. They got 17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. Or maybe you want to be more efficient on the road, and Toyota has you covered there. They offer more low and zero-emission vehicles combined than any other automaker, and they have 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from as well. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of CU Athletics and the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
And shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Bet365, man. They really be looking out, man, with all the deals that they throw to their faithful customers and whatnot, especially this time of the year, man, with the NBA in full swing, the NHL going on right now. There's a lot to get in on the action with. So hit up our friends over at Bet365, and it's a good time to do that now because new customers now get $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Sign up. Use the code DNVR365, deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses, man. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, on totals, on player props, futures, and more. So whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You must be 21 plus and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, back on the show. Let's Boo Carter still.
I got to say this, right? Because when we had talked about Boo this offseason, right, I had an opinion about it, right?
Yeah, of course.
And
no one's going to fault you for that, by the way.
yes, people will.
There were tons of people who felt that way too,
for
though,
sure.
man.
And I don't think we won't be in the clear from that until I believe the games start.
He needs to prove it,
right?
Yes.
He has to prove it. We're still in that prove it phase, but I am not going to sit here and act like the kid isn't talented, right?
Sure,
like he doesn't
course.
have untapped potential. But as we know, like he has a history, he has a past, and hopefully that stuff is in the past, and hopefully it is history, and hopefully we get the most mature, best version of Boo Carter, the best teammate version of Boo Carter, and you know. Early on, very, very early, as we sit here on February 4th, February 5th. He's doing everything that he's asked from what we can tell, from what we can glean, from what we've heard. So hopefully that continues. And if it does, man, he's in for a special year.
But I think, so to your point before the break, when you were talking about being vocal, though.
Yeah.
I think that, and his obvious talent, too. And I have no idea what happened at Tennessee, but if I had to speculate, I'd imagine part of it was the fact that he was a very talented player who just wasn't really rising to, I think, the level of leadership that a lot of people would have liked to see from him, right?
Yeah.
And you can just flat out call that immaturity, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, you mature like at your own pace, and everyone has to do it, obviously, but
no doubt,
it's just something that happens to you. It's like you can want it to happen for someone, right? But it's just, it happens to everyone at its own pace. And obviously, I think he's had a bit of growth really since that. I mean, dude kind of left the team. Like, I mean, that's a very big thing, you know? Like,
yeah.
So, and to be accepted here at CU, obviously, with everything that happened in the past, too, I think you have to grow quite a bit from the person you were just a few years ago. So, being more vocal and hearing that straight from him, like this early, is, I think, very, very encouraging for the type of person and player that he needs to be for this team to get to where he wants it to go.
And I think just environment means a lot.
Yes.
And I do believe that he is in a better environment here, just just hearing, Box again in that interview, he was like, I've been knowing Boo since he was a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
And like they've had a relationship since
Nashville area. Yeah.
Right, for sure. They're from the same spot, same state in particular. So I think that helps, right? Having a guy like Box who, you have that prior relationship with. And same with Coach Prime. Like clearly they go way back a little bit. And I think that's going to help him, mature and help everybody get the best version out of him, no doubt.
Facts. Shout out to Xfinity. That is the Xfinity X Factor presented by Xfinity. Imagine that other players who, it's very early, of course, but other players who you would, I guess, nominate as we're talking about this time next year in All-Star games or just being drafted in general.
Rando.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Brandon Fontenette, obviously my guy. I think this is another guy who goes crazy this year. He will be drafted in about 15 months. Already played, obviously, a couple years in the SEC, like Boo. Started his career at TCU. This is a ball player, man. I think he checks every box that an NFL team might be looking for. Has the size, has the experience, the production that you want from a safety. Very versatile, too. Makes plays on the football. Is a really downhill, short tackler as well, which obviously is going to help him just be versatile.
Absolutely.
Right? And like I say, he's one of my favorite players, I think, on this team. One of my favorite additions that they added via the portal this offseason. So I think Brandon Fontenette is certainly a guy who I'm expecting to have a massive season and hear his name called by the NFL commissioner in, like I said, in about 15 months or so.
I mean, I'd love that. Him and Boo. You tell me him and Boo are getting drafted. The defense is back.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Who would you say? Who you got?
A lot of options, honestly.
Yeah, there are.
But I'm gonna throw out a guy that you had to throw out when we went back and talked about Friday's show on Monday, and that's Demetrius Hunter.
Pancake Hunter,
your new center. He's obviously just done it for so long, and I think that kind of what Zai and Xavier Hill, like what they were doing this year, just putting a cherry on top of an already great college football career, just at a place that is obviously very high profile. But this offense, I truly believe this offense is going to score points and be very potent.
Yeah.
And I think the development of Julian Lewis is going to be something that is talked about nationally this year. And that center quarterback relationship,
Massive.
man, I mean, the growth that comes from that, and just the trust that you need and how that can drive an offense. We're going to be talking about leaders and dogs, I'm sure, at some point too.
Yeah.
I'd be almost willing, I think, nominate him for a potential L also.
Yeah.
I mean, you just need a center like that. I think a lot of the best teams in the country have that. A lot of Saban teams, I remember having that real leadership from the center position. Landon Dickerson, I think think of a lot. So that's one I'll throw out there, but there's a few more.
There are definitely a few more. DeAndre Moore strikes me as a guy.
I almost said him.
With one season, right? After already 2 solid seasons at Texas, almost 1,000 yards across the 2 years. I think 11 touchdowns across the 2 seasons as well. You put together a 3rd season like that, or your best season in your 3rd year like that at a new place on the stage that Colorado was going to provide you, being on national television damn near every week. DeAndre Moore is a guy that I think I can see him being drafted in 15 months with a solid
without
year.
a doubt.
Like he checks a lot of the boxes. Like he has that size that we talked about, where it's like it seems like that's where the receiver spot, where the elite NFL receivers are kind of trending in terms of that 6'1", kind of 190 type of frame, where they play bigger than they might look, but that size is kind of made to fly in and out of breaks, make people miss, be elusive at the catch point and that type of stuff. So I think DeAndre Moore is just one season away from being, a top 12 or so receiver in the NFL draft.
1,000% agree. I mean, I literally almost said him, and I see a world even where maybe he's not even close to your most productive receiver. He could be your 3rd or 4th most productive receiver, and he could still have a phenomenal season and get drafted in the first 2 days even.
Just off the film. Like,
Absolutely.
we've seen enough.
Yes.
We can project that to the next level type.
Chat had it also. I'm gonna kind of cheat here and pick two of them, but Leona Leafau and then Gideon ESPN Lamprin, bro.
Yeah.
Especially someone like Gideon, where it's like they're looked at kind of differently, especially coming from the G5, and hopefully this year at Colorado kind of changes things, but. Those guys who like rack up a ton of tackles, and it's just like, they're just like a stat merchant type of guy. You know what I mean? But Gideon's like that, and there's a chance that him and Leafau is just so proven too. I mean, he's kind of like DeAndre Moore in that sense. Where
For sure.
I don't even think he needs to have an amazing season, and he's getting drafted.
Because again, those two guys in particular have already put on like 2 years of good tape.
1,000%, totally. So, but I think the combo of him and ESPN. I mean, if ESPN gets 100-plus tackles again and Leafau is just super impactful leading the defense, absolutely both of those guys can get drafted. And, again, 2024 vibes. Yep. That linebacking core was strong, so you need 100%. That.
Two more names that I'll just throw out quickly here. Both kind of play the same position. We are color
not intentional.
Today, bro. We got our CSU green on today. We find out. But two names I would also throw out as well. Toby Anene.
Of course.
If he leads this team in sacks, if he gets the 8-9 plus, again, after the production that he had at NDSU last year, and I think another thing that's going to really endear him to NFL scouts, his ability to get his hands on the football.
Yeah.
Right? All those PBUs that he's got, those pass deflections at the line of scrimmage, those really impact quarterbacks and how offenses want to operate, particularly in the quick game. And Toby Anene has a knack for getting his hands up and getting his hands on footballs. He has just done that routinely over the last couple of years. Obviously, a really talented and polished pass rusher as well. And I would also throw out Manny Iziogu. Being that damn big, running 4.46 on the first day of winter workouts. Definitely. Like, that's going to check a lot of boxes if you can, kind of match that up with production, right? And this is a guy last year, right, who's in the college football playoff.
Yeah, totally.
At JMU. So I think Manny Iziogu, I think he's a younger guy too. So with maybe another year or two. But all it takes is 1 year.
Yep.
Right? One great year can change your life, as one wise man once said.
Gonna hear that a lot this summer.
So I think those two guys I would add in as well.
Last one, and the same type of thing. I mean, maybe not the most ideal prototype defensive lineman from a size and listing standpoint, but Santana Hopper, man, like you mentioned, played in the college football playoff. I'm sure he has been on scouts' radars. Those numbers, the pressure numbers, and just the ability to be a game wrecker, honestly. Like, I guarantee you scouts already have him scribbled down and underlined, and maybe he's seen as maybe a more potential edge type, maybe, like a 3-4 defensive end type of player or something at the next level. But he's going to be so productive this year. He's going to be so disruptive. And it's hard to say the size doesn't matter at that position, but he's going to have, one, he already has the tape. Two, I just think he's going to have a great season. And I think they're going to see that, and they're going to say, this guy just has to be on our football team, and we'll find a role for him.
I mean, there's just a lot of those guys, though, in the NFL, I feel like, especially recently. Like, they might not have the height that you're looking for, or they might not be 290 plus that you're looking for, but they can just play.
Yeah.
And I think Hopper is a great example of that. I don't think we can talk about him enough. I'm not going to lie.
I agree, bro.
Last year,
he's a difference maker.
Just to remind y'all, last year, he had 39 quarterback pressures. That was his second most among defensive tackles. Last year, he had 11 quarterback hits. That was the most among defensive linemen in 2025. Like, this dude gets after the quarterback and applies pressure consistently, routinely. And I think Hopper is in for a massive year, no doubt.
He is absolutely a game changer.
He really is.
And that's just the start of it. I mean, honestly, we could keep on going. Shout out, really Ezra Christensen. Shout out, Cam Perry, Danny Scudero, as you said.
Danny Scudero, man, my boy Jakey and I are in a dynasty on CFB. We just started recently, right? I'm North Texas. He's San Diego State. Yeah. We're in year 2. So this is the 2026 season, or this upcoming season we're in right now. And guess, we're about 4 or 5 weeks into the season. Yep. And guess, y'all, who is atop the Heisman ranks right now? Danny Scudero, who has transferred to Colorado in the game in our dynasty, which is actually insane. Like, what are the odds of that actually happening? Danny Scudero is a buff in our dynasty, and he is number 1 in the Heisman rankings right now. Absolutely going crazy.
Maybe a premonition, bro. You never know.
It could be a little, you know what I'm saying? It could be.
Sure. Shout out to the secondary, too. Justin Eaglin.
Ezra Christensen.
Absolutely. Paul Amodi. It goes
no doubt.
on and on, man. Like, one great year can change your life.
Real spill.
As a wise man once said. Let's hit our next break. Shout out our friends over at Taco Bell. Shout out to them, man. The legends at it again, changing the game, innovating the game with their menu, and bringing back some favorites as well. Check it out. Right now, they got the Lux Value menu. It features bold, irresistible flavors at unbelievable prices, all under $3. They got some savory classics on there to indulgent new favorites. Some of the things that you can find on there include the new Chipotle Ranch Chicken Stacker.
Fire.
Which we tried on Tuesday for Taco Tuesday.
Hit.
And yeah, man, that thing is, that's going to be entering the rotation, I believe, as well. The mini taco salad was pretty good. Also, the beefy potato loaded griller. And of course, those salted caramel churros too.
Hit.
They've been crushing
Banger.
it. So check them out. That new Lux Value menu really is awesome. Again, for $3 or less, they got 10 items. It's completely unmatched. Nobody delivers everyday value and supports your home teams like Taco Bell. Live Mas with our friends over at TB.
And shout out to the good friends, our squad over at Xfinity, man. And shout out to their 5-year price guarantee, because this is not something that is commonplace amongst the world right now, man. What if I told you, Jakey, that not only could you have reliable Wi-Fi, you could have intelligent Wi-Fi, and you could keep it at the same price, bro, for 5 whole years.
Loyalty like that just doesn't exist these days.
It's really rare, bro. It's really rare. But our friends over at Xfinity, they take that so seriously, man. They have all your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And this is maybe the best part, man. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and you get Xfinity's best equipment included, man. So lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity, man, because your Wi-Fi should stay reliable and the price should stay put, man. So learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
All right, shout out Taco Bell, and shout out all our sponsors, actually. So
this just broke from Chris Hummer at 24/7 Sports.
I wasn't going to call it breaking news, but go for it.
About an hour ago. Texas Tech defensive line coach Zarnell Fitch is not expected to return to Lubbock for the 2026 season, according to CBS, which is interesting, obviously, because Colorado just lost their defensive line coach to the NFL just a couple of years ago. And Zarnell Fitch, former NFL player. This would check a box potentially that Coach Prime might want to check in terms of a guy with NFL experience, right? Played for the Jets back in the day for a couple of years, played for the Ravens, played for the Washington former football team as well.
Good save.
So he has been coaching for quite a while as well. Yeah. Started in Dallas. This might be another connection. Has a lot of Dallas connections.
Sure.
Coach at Dallas Lincoln. Was at TCU for a few years as a director of high school relations before he coached their defensive line at TCU from 2016 to 2021. And then obviously he has been at Texas Tech as their defensive line coach since 2022. And as we know, partly helped by some NIL bread. Texas Tech had the best front for my money in college football this year.
Going to have 3 defensive linemen, right? Maybe in the first top 50 for sure, though. It just depends where height goes, I guess.
No doubt. So just a name to watch. We'll see what happens. We'll see if, again, I would assume that Coach Prime and them, they already have a couple names in mind and whatnot, but this is a name that just popped up. Could potentially be a name of interest.
All right. Definitely. Only a matter of time.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about this Pete Nakos article. I thought this was really interesting, actually. So, shout out Pete Nakos and On3, man. Pete Nakos has been absolutely crushing it for a while, but this was really interesting. Headline is Inside the NIL Negotiations with the 2026 Recruiting Class. And it's pretty eye-opening. Let's just start here with some of the quotes. He spoke to an SEC general manager, really just about this signing period for this high school class, and just how it's kind of working right now. Pretty unfiltered too, actually. Quote, The agents are wanting to broker junior day visits. They have official visit expectations, a fucking flight and hotel rooms for a high school kid for junior day, and then $1,000 for an unofficial or for an official visit. That's just to start the article. Here's this first subheading. The biggest spenders, talking about the teams who spent the most on this 2026 recruiting class. Again, seniors in high school, months ago, if not signing this week.
Yeah.
The USC Trojans had the number one spot for the On3 or the Rivals industry team rankings. They had 35 commits, 2 5-stars. One SEC staffer expects the Trojans class to come in at $10 to $12 million, Scotty. Freshman class.
Yeah. I saw their tight end, Bowman. He's getting like 1.5 out the gate.
Big 12 general manager speaking to On3. They're doing something because they spent a lot of fucking money. They got a good class. But is Lincoln Riley going to be the one to see them grow up, or is it going to be like a Jimbo Fisher? One SEC general manager also said the Texas Tech tax is real. Agents will mention a number from Tech to drive up the price.
Yeah.
Not surprising at all.
Nope.
You look at the quarterback, Kavian Bryant, who was very seriously considering Colorado. He ends up picking Texas Tech. It's not hard to imagine that Colorado straight up probably just got priced out on him.
No doubt. I mean, he was on campus for a game day visit this past season. Kavian Bryant was.
Yeah. An ACC general manager told Pete Nakos to get a 4-star. This is about the Georgia Bulldogs. To get a 4-star kid away from Georgia, you have to outspend them by a ton, but they're not paying a lot because it's Kirby Smart and they're consistently winning.
Yep.
So obviously those 3 schools, Georgia Tech, USC, very firmly sitting atop multiple rankings for the 2026 class.
Yeah. And this is, I think, part of this story as well. Anonymous CFB general managers say USC, Texas Tech, A&M, Oregon, and Miami spent the most in their 2026 recruiting classes. 12 of the 13 mentioned USC as the highest spending program. So USC they just got their reputation. They dropping bread.
Yeah.
And like I said, their true incoming freshman tight end is already getting $1.5 million. Like that's crazy. Jackson Cantwell at Miami, he's getting 1.5. That makes a bit more sense. Like that's your left tackle or maybe your right tackle, however you want to look at it.
For sure.
Jared Curtis getting 1.5 mil makes sense, right? That's your quarterback. And you had to beat Georgia out for him, right? Pretty much. So that kind of makes sense. But I'm going to pull up this other thing I saw, which is just crazy. Hold on. Basically, it's saying that, like, if you want, like, a top recruit on campus, like, get ready to pay. Yeah, it says if you want a top prospect, you better be willing to ante up thousands before he steps on campus.
Yep. Crazy.
That's where we're at.
I mean, we're paying for visits.
Paying for visits.
Yeah.
Paying for visits. It's crazy.
This subheading says GMs weigh in on paying before enrollment. Starts off here. A handful of GMs denied participating in the practice, but acknowledge how frequent it is in terms of monthly payment requests before enrollment. A Big 12 general manager said what you just said. You got to pay to get them here. You can't put together a top 25 class if you're not doing it, a Big 10 GM said. People were doing it before, but it's been taken to another level. I think this is more to what you just said. Absurd amenity requests is the next subheading. An SEC GM told On3, whoever caved into giving out the first car for free deserves to lose their job, which makes sense. A Big 10 GM said, we had a kid ask for a signing bonus, flight stipend, jersey number choice guaranteed, insurance policy, loss of home and disability, vehicle stipend, stipend for rental house, award campaign push, preferred walk-on spot, tickets to home and away games, and field passes for agents.
But they're not employees, though.
Holy cow.
That's crazy, man.
This one says this subheading is dumbest use of money, which, funny enough, familiar name here. A lot about Felix Ojo here. Sources have told On3 that Ojo's 3-year deal is expected to pay an average of $775,000 annually.
That's kind of light.
Felix Ojo, as SEC GM said, Texas Tech paid for measurables over tape. Every year we get hit on high-ranked guys who aren't good. If Jackson Cantwell actually got $5 million over 3 years, that's a big risk. Another SEC GM told On3 Ojo is overrated. When I arrived here, we were recruiting him. I put on his tape and immediately took us off him. He stinks.
This is from who now? This is anonymous?
An SEC GM.
Wow. I mean, we saw some of those clips of him in 101s.
They're all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. And I try to give, kids grace on those kind of one-on-one kind of settings and those camp settings against other really elite prospects and whatnot. But, yeah, man, if you asking for a meal out the gate, you can't be out there putting reps on tape like that in those camps.
So the tight end that you mentioned, the USC tight ends, Mark Bowman, a Big 12 GM, had a quote in this article. Mark Bowman got paid. That guy has to be a major hit, a grand slam.
Like this year.
Yes.
Like he has to be a contributor right now as a freshman.
Totally.
And I think he will, by the way. I think he's a good player.
And then the last subheading is completely unsurprising. Recruiting rankings impact negotiations. An ACC GM told On3, yes, all the time. At the beginning of NIL, a lot of people were using the STAR system to evaluate market tiers, but we don't care. We care about how quickly you can offer a return. A Big 12 GM says, oh, hell yeah. If I become a 5-star, can I get another $100,000? I'm going to text Pete Nakos and Steve Wiltfong to make sure you don't become one. But that definitely happens 1,000%.
Wow.
Crazy.
That last part is crazy.
Yeah.
Say that again, bro.
I literally just closed.
Bro said, I will text Pete Nakos
and Steve Wiltfong to make sure you don't become a 5-star. And that happens 1,000%.
That definitely happens. And that is kind of nasty work. Not kind of. That's nasty work.
Recruiting is it's all about it's favors and contacts and, move this guy up for me so I can get him to decommit from here. Or move him up here so that, he looks at us a little bit more. It's crazy.
Crazy world. And yeah, Kobe said it too. Like these freshmen, right? They don't play as much as they want to right away. I got my bread. I get it from somebody else now too.
Absolutely.
I mean, what? And there's nothing stopping this.
Totally. And Logged Out says we need a CBA. And to what you said, I mean, they're not employees. And that's the thing. Like, you can't have a CBA if there's no employees to bargain with the schools or the employers with. So until they really become employees and have literally a players union to represent them and come to the table for negotiations and set rules and laws and things you can and can't do, this is how it's going to be.
And honestly, hearing all this and knowing what we've known for the last couple of years about where this is headed, like real spill. And this is, I swear to God, I'm not just saying this because we cover a team that Coach Prime coaches and leads, and this is also his philosophy. With all this stuff that we know, why are you spending a lot of resources on high school recruits?
Bro.
Why are you doing it? Unless you are one of the teams that we just mentioned, Georgia, Miami, A&M, Tech, why are you spending a lot of your resources on high school recruits?
USC
it doesn't make sense.
10 to 12 million on one freshman class.
That makes no sense.
And it's 35 kids. How many of those kids are going to be here in a year? Honestly.
Less than half.
I'd imagine that, yeah.
And that is like, what would you rather pay $1 million for a high 4-star offensive lineman?
Yes, bro.
Or would you rather pay $1 million for a 3-year starter out of the Big 12 or the SEC
who's 23 years old?
Like, I understand, like, you want guys to develop, like, the best programs, like, they do it from the high school, historically at least, but, like, times have changed.
Yeah.
And to me, that is just, it's not a sustainable, it's not a smart way to go about it if you are attacking high school recruiting the way the top programs did 20 years ago, or if you're doing the USC approach. Right. Because especially for them specifically, what proof of concept do they have that that's working for them?
Absolutely. 1,000%, bro.
So it's crazy.
Well, and to last thing on this too, but like the Georgia angle where they're saying like they're not even paying that much, but like Kirby just has like that clout, that like cachet to like kids just want to go play for him. Yeah. They just want to be in his program. They want to be in Athens, Georgia. They want to play between the hedges, like all that stuff. They want to wear the block G, like that's just different compared to almost literally every other school where it just becomes a matter of money.
Yeah.
And even then, like they said in the article, you got to overpay like crazy to get them away from Georgia.
Hell yeah, Mars. These kids is definitely finessing.
Well, I mean, they run the sport now. Them and the agents run the sport. I don't really blame them.
I heard the Montana head coach who's been there for forever. Mm-hmm. He was on today talking about that. He was like, I just got tired of dealing with agents. and the transient nature of these conversations.
Yes.
Because that's what these conversations, they're transactional. A lot of these relationships, a lot of these conversations, like these dudes, these people are in your year or in your life for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But they got their hands out though, expecting something. And it's just nasty work, man.
It really is. Very frustrating as just fans of the sport, honestly. But we'll save this for tomorrow.
That's facts, David Isabel. That is literally happening.
Which one?
He goes, parents are quitting jobs to finesse college football with their kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like this is what we finna do. We just finna maximize whatever opportunities you might have in college football.
They literally don't have to work.
They kid touching more money than they ever touched in their life.
1,000%.
It's crazy.
Shout out, Chidera Uzo-Diribe. He's now coaching the outside linebackers in Dallas. Obviously, did a phenomenal job with Georgia the last 3-4 seasons. Put in another few players into the NFL this year too. But kind of makes sense, honestly, from a Cowboys standpoint. I mean, you lose Micah Parsons, you really need production from there. Why not go get one of the best young coaches in the game at that position and try and help you out?
I really like, this is random, but I like the direction they've gone, the Cowboys and their coaching staff. I did not like the Schottenheimer hire.
Yeah.
But I think he did a solid job.
Yeah.
All things considered this past year.
I agree.
And then they have really gone the youth movement route in terms of their defensive coaching staff, starting with their young DC, adding in, a lot of position coaches who are young as well. So we'll see.
And they're going to have picks this year from the trade.
Which trade?
The Parsons trade.
Oh, yeah, right. Jeez.
Don't they have a first rounder from that?
I better have got a first rounder in that Parsons trade. You're right.
I'm sure they do. All right.
Random. What would you do with Pickens?
I want the Broncos to sign him.
Oh, okay. So you in on Pickens?
I'd be if Sean's okay to bring him in, I'm over the moon elated to have him join the Broncos.
Yeah.
He'd be perfect.
Did you watch the Pro Bowl last night?
I did not actually. Did you?
Oh yeah, you was yeah.
Bro, you gotta stop.
I watched a little bit of it because I don't know, Loki, like there was a lot of people talking about it on my timeline.
I wonder why.
So I was like you know what? I'll pop this on for a little bit. I call it the second half.
Do you have any takeaways? Anything you can share with the class?
I mean, that might be the last one.
I've seen that a lot.
Yeah. Because, honestly, when I tapped in, my expectations were, like, as low as possible.
Uh-huh.
So when I turned it on, I was like, okay, this is kind of fun a little bit. Like,
sure.
Dak's out there and Jalen Hurts, like, throwing touchdowns at Pickens. And it was kind of cool, but they just don't need to be doing that no more.
No. And then
nobody's checking for that.
Well, and then I saw last night someone posted, like, actual Pro Bowl highlights from not even that long ago. And it's like, we're literally never going to get this back. And it's like,
no.
Yeah. That is never going to happen again.
Nope. Ain't no going back. It's just flat. It's just 7-on-7 flag football. That's what they're playing.
Totally. Shador had some moments, it looked like, though.
Yeah. I think he threw.
Had a pick, of course, but.
I think he threw a touchdown. Broncos legend, Garrett Bowles. I think he threw him 2 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken.
Bro, Garrett, like. He likes Shador, man. It made me feel good seeing that.
It seemed like everybody there did.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, Jamar was out there fried, bro. I don't know what he was doing. He literally dropped like three passes that turned into interceptions.
Yeah, he was just there to hang out then.
That was actually crazy. I'm like, bro, is he cool? Like, what's to you, bro?
Had a weird end of the season too, right?
I don't know. Well, maybe.
The Bengals just did in general because like Joe's going through like this whole like midlife crisis almost, and he's younger than us, I think. So
facts. But yeah, he literally, like I said, he literally dropped 3 passes that turned into interceptions. One of them was Shador. I remember one of them late was Burrow. It was crazy. He was out there fried.
Yeah, I'm dropping passes from Burrow?
Yeah. Like that basically ended the game. That was the last one.
Yeah, he's definitely fried then. Okay. Pick one thing. We're doing tweets or we're doing fill in the blank. We'll save one for tomorrow. I think tweets is more timely if you want to do that.
Okay.
You have the video of Coach Peko? All right, so obviously Coach Peko moving on to the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I just thought this was pretty cool to see him kind of saying goodbye to the squad. So shout out Bucky, Darius, Neely, all them who captured this stuff. But here's Coach Peko and saying goodbye to the team yesterday.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, transitions. Love you guys, man. Hey, sir. Working with the best, everybody. Wow, sure. So cool. Do your thing, brother. Keep leading, okay? The flash on, coach. Appreciate you. Ready too, coach. Love you, brother. Appreciate you. I keep leading by example, bro. I'll be in touch. When didn't even see you. What's up, Luke?
Every day better.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Waking up every morning, knowing you were here.
Appreciate it, man.
That shit.
Thank you, brother. Hey, shout out to the CU Buffs, Coach Prime, Coach Rob Livingston, Coach Hilo, all the great coaches here, man. Appreciate everything, y'all. Big Usos out of here, man. Go Buffs, right? Much love.
Sean's right. Super classy, honestly. Love to see it.
That's how you leave.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you leave. By saying goodbye to everybody, by looking at everybody in the eye, shaking their hands, and be like, hey, it's been fun.
Yep.
But I got some other stuff I got to do.
Yep.
You know, instead of just disappearing like a thief in the night, like a old Young Thug song.
Fire song, by the way.
Fire song, classic.
Shout out Slime Season.
Shout out Thug. But yeah, I mean, that's awesome, man. Yes, awkward for Peko Jr. Say, all right, Pops. I'll see you
at home.
I'll see you later, Pops. Yeah. Right. But no, that was cool, man. And all the guys there who clearly, you know, wanted to say goodbye to him, right? I think that's proof that, you know, Peko really impacted the people, the Buffs, a lot of people in that program throughout his year or so here. We're definitely going to miss him, but we'll see.
RK said it a ton when they hired Coach Peko because obviously he, knew him when he was playing for the Broncos and stuff.
Yes.
Just talking about how he's the greatest, one of the greatest humans ever almost. Like so kind. Everybody loves hanging out with him. And then when Aiden DeCourt, the vending machine, respectfully, when he's talking to like that's what it's all about, man. Like he's not even your position coach, but like Aiden's going up and telling him like, I just love seeing you in the building, man. Like love you, coach, all this stuff. Like, shit, man. That's why football is just such a beautiful game and stuff like that.
The best sport. You scroll up a little bit, Dion. Somebody asked me about what I meant when I said Jamar was fried yesterday. Yeah, like on the Benjamin fried.
Yes.
Like, he dabbled in some extracurricular activities before the game, is what it seemed like.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you out there in Cali, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, work is pretty chill out there,
Very chill.
All right, we got a few more tweets to hit, but right now, if you haven't already signed up to become a diehard, we got a really awesome diehard sale going on for Super Bowl. 60% off diehard membership. It's $32 for a year. We got tons of Super Bowl coverage with the Broncos guys and all the other networks right now too. So make sure you check it out. But, Scotty's been crushing the game with the writing and all that. We're going to bring the roundtables back here very soon, too. I'll have a film room coming out in the near future as well. So if you want to read all our written content, get in the Discord, get a free shirt, discounts here at the bar, all kinds of stuff, man. Check out that diehard sale. Scan that QR code on the screen or click the link below.
It's the perfect time to do it, man. If you're not currently a diehard, like, what are you waiting on? This is the time to do it, man. Broncos are crushing it right now, or Super Bowl. Spring football will be here before you know it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we will be cranking out position previews, projected starters, all that type of stuff real soon here. So if you, like I said, if you're not a diehard, it's the perfect time to do it, man. We got a sale going on right now. Make sure you take advantage.
All right, a couple other tweets to talk about. Coach Prime active on Twitter this morning. First off, just shouting out Jordan Tyson, which obviously one of the great stories of the year. And then this tweet, kind of, the relationship has been mended between him and Asante Samuel, right? They've been,
for sure.
I think it was just Asante's podcast that they talked on. But anyways, Asante Samuel tweeting out today. Oh, sorry. Can you pull it up one more time, Dion? You're good. Asante Samuel saying, I know I'm MF on this app. I love it. And then Coach Prime goes, I told my CBs about you the other day and that you will see them in person to elaborate on the T-step. I'm going to allow them to do it, I'm bringing in the best that did it. Hashtag corner to corner. The reference being that's really where the disagreement between Coach Prime and Asante Samuel started, the T-step, and I mean, super technical football talk, but basically how defensive backs should break on the football type of stuff.
Correct. That's awesome, man. Cool. Not only because they had a little spat back in the day, they already patched it up. They cool now, but I mean, you said it earlier before the show, like almost another olive branch, additional olive branch. Coach Prime extending the invitation to invite Asante Samuel out to Boulder to talk to his cornerbacks room, right? Because objectively speaking, Asante Samuel, one of the best to ever do it at that position.
100%.
Point blank, period. So as many guys that you can bring in with that type of pedigree, with that type of NFL experience, even if it's a day or a weekend or a meeting, to talk to your guys and give game, that's awesome stuff. And it's just one of the many benefits of having a guy like Coach Prime as your head coach, right? With his Rolodex of connections and resources of guys who can really like add value and benefit to a particular position group, position room. That's awesome stuff. I love that.
I just love it from the football standpoint too. I mean, there's no right or wrong way in how you can do a lot of things in football, right? And there's some very strong opinions on how techniques are done, how they're taught, how they're executed, but there are some things that, sometimes it just works better for one guy than another. And I think that's what some of the best football coaches do is they're not rigid in how like they teach some things, right? And they're willing to just kind of maybe even employ, I don't know what the word is.
Deploy.
Yeah. Thank you. Some different techniques because if you see a guy, who's just really struggling getting out of the breaks with whatever technique you're teaching, maybe a T-step is something that could work. And shoot, if it helps and they get to the football quicker, you're going to be a better football team. So it's just all for the betterment of the team. So just love to see that stuff.
No doubt about it. His other tweet too, you mentioned it before, the Jordan Tyson one.
Yeah.
I thought was cool as well, right? Because I think there was this narrative created that, Coach Prime and Jordan Tyson, or the way Jordan Tyson left Colorado, that there was some bad blood or there or whatnot. And obviously after the Arizona State game this year, Coach Prime kind of squashed that immediately out the gate.
Well, Jordan
and told
squashed
the story
it too by doing that. Yeah.
Told the story of Jordan going into the coach's office after that game and kind of seeking him out, and I think they prayed together and just chopped it up and made sure that there was no bad blood. But this was just out of the blue today. This morning, Coach Prime tweets, "To whom it may concern," in all caps, "Jordan Tyson is him. His mentality makes him that one." Hashtag Coach Prime. Hey. I'm dead, bro. The first reply to this tweet is Shador, get off Coach Prime's account.
Oh, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? That's hilarious, though. But no, I mean, I agree, man. I think this might be also Coach Prime just getting into defense mode a little bit too, just on behalf of Jordan Tyson, because I feel like this is happening.
He does this,
and this happens with Jordan Tyson. You end the season like that's wide receiver one, and I feel like as we get closer to the draft, people are going to try to talk themselves out of the fact that Jordan Tyson is
prospect fatigue happens all the time, every year,
and I think it's beginning to happen right now with the receivers in this draft class as well. Like, let's not forget what Jordan Tyson has done the last couple of years, and the player he is. So I think, like I said, I think that's part of the reason Coach Prime, sent that message out as well today.
Well, and Coach Prime is purely just a coach too. I mean, he likes to just, I think, build players up and just try and, if he can, even with a simple tweet, help their draft stock. I mean, he's kind of done it with Diego Pavia as well. I mean, no matter what you think about Diego Pavia and who he is as a player, like, that's going to kind of be worth something, obviously. So,
no doubt.
Shout out to Prime for just, I mean, he's just truly about the game, man, honestly.
Really which he looks out for his folks, man.
He does.
Hey, Browns got the number 6 overall pick. Now, you taking Jordan Tyson that high?
I mean, I'd be fine with it.
I think they got to. I think I said it yesterday. I think they got to take a receiver.
I agree.
First 2 rounds. 6 might be a little rich, but I wouldn't hate it. I'll tell you that much.
If he's your guy, he's your guy, bro.
They got 6 and 24 in the first round this year.
Jeremiah Smith is not eligible for the league this season, or if you meant after this year. Anyways, last tweet, if you could pull it up, from Julian Lewis actually today. Getting on there. I can't really read it. Obviously, this is an older picture. That's a very young Juju there with the hair. But
He said, I can't rock that look no more. They're going to pull that out in the middle of a game.
For sure. Okay, here's the copy. At Shador Sanders, keep going, twin. At Coach Todd Monken, always gave me great advice. # perfect timing. So
I love that.
Just cool to see. Obviously, Julian from Georgia, heavily recruited by Georgia when Todd Monken was there. I'm sure Todd Monken loved Julian as a recruit and was heavily trying to get him in there at Georgia. So, another cool like common thread between Colorado, Shador, Julian.
Small world, man.
Really is.
Seems like every day, man, Todd Monken is doing something or I'm learning something about Todd Monken where I'm like, you know what?
He's kind of sick, bro.
You might be all right.
He's kind of sick.
You might be all right.
All right. Do we have anything in chat? You good? Cool. This was a fun show.
Yeah, it was.
Off season ain't half bad, you know?
It could be much, much worse.
For sure. We'll be back tomorrow. We got some stuff and a returning co-host maybe on Friday's show.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll see though. See you guys tomorrow. Let's go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.